In the last video, we started adding content to our website. But before we add a little more, I want to go over Chrome developer tools real quickly with you. This is very important in web development, and we'll use this a lot going forward, so I thought I'd take some time to just go over it. To access these, it is Control-Shift-I. And this brings up developer tools. So this is a bunch of tools Google made to help you develop your apps efficiently and figure out problems with it. It has a couple options over here. Oh. Okay, this is what is known as toggle device toolbar. It's Control-Shift-M to get there. And this allows you to simulate another device. So you have a bunch of things over here. So usually what I like to do is I like to check usually the smallest device around, the iPhone 5 or the SE. Make sure it works here, works here. I mean, of course it's going to. It's Bulma at this point. We're not doing any custom CSS, but we'll fix this so it gives it a little margin. And then I check it on something like new, like a Galaxy Fold or an iPhone 10. And there is a bunch of devices here. If you need to check for a certain one, and you can add your own custom devices. Say let's call it Cam phone or whatever. Pixel Ratio 2, whatever. You can set the throttling. You can set server locations. These are just all the settings up here. Throttling is something cool if you start to develop large applications. It can simulate a bunch of traffic at one time. So like, someone downloading, say you have one where you make a file upload site, and someone's downloading, 15 12 gigabyte files all at one time. Throttles it, sees how it goes. Framework blackboxing is just the debugger doesn't stop. I don't like it particularly at all. And the rest of these are just preferences, how it looks, your workspace, which is not something used often unless you really get into DevTools, and experimentals. So that's the settings bar up here. And then we get into here. These are your elements on your page. You can go in and check them and edit them. So div class, hero body, the greatest fed. We can rename it something else. The great. This won't save, but it just shows it while, like, if you reload it here, it'll get rid of it. But it's nice to use every now and again. Shows all of your styles, the padding. This is really awesome because you can go in and check. Like I went over this in my last video, how much the padding is, stuff. The layout. If you use CSS Grid, we won't be going over that. This one, and then in the future series on progressive web apps, we will. Your event listeners here, we don't go over that in this one. We'll be using that actually next video to get this button to work. It'll wait for a click. It'll show that and show when they go. The DOM breakpoints, if something flows over, something like that. Properties allows you to select each property in there with CSS. Not CSS, JavaScript, so that you can like make things happen on the web page. Like you could put something like for the console up here. I don't know, alert or something. We'll do something in a minute. Accessibility. This is honestly really important. It helps check your accessibility values, and we'll add those in a later video. But due to new laws, all websites have to be handicap accessible for like screen readers and stuff like that. And so this helps you check it. Each region, it's really nice. And then add guard, which is, well, just what it sounds like. Then we come up here, we have the console. This is where you can start typing things. Like if we want to do an alert. Whoa. Yeah, you can type things up. Again, now this saves, but this allows you to put JavaScript in, I don't know, text, just a JavaScript. The sources here lets you see your sources, including from the CDNs and stuff like that. You can come in here and look at your JS files. This is nice if you're like dragging something over or something, say from another website, you can pop it right in there. The network is the network load on this, all the requests, all of that. I don't get into this much unless I'm doing something with the back end or I'm really testing a website, but we won't be going over this in this course. There's really no reason to. Performance is if you want to run like a stress test on your app. Again, we won't be using it much. I only use it for larger applications. Memory is the same way. Checks the JavaScript VM's memory. Application, this is something we will use in the progressive web app series, but this is to check all of your application files, like cookies, databases, your app manifest, background services, but all of this is for web apps. We won't be using it in this one, but in future ones. Memory, again, security, checks your security overview, and this one down here, Lighthouse, we'll be using a lot. This helps you run audits on your test to make sure it's like fast and scales up to standards, Google standards. And that's about it on there. The only ones we will really be using is Elements, Sources, and Lighthouse. We use the console once or twice, but the Lighthouse will be really important when we start trying to optimize the website, trying to get everything to 100%. So that covers it for this video.